Hi, I'm John Lasseter, Chief Creative Officer of the Walt Disney Animation Studios, and you are in my office. All right, we're in my office here. It's not big. See, it's not big, but I have some cool stuff. Right? Look around. So first of all, on the walls, you'll see this is work, reproductions from the Animation Research Library. It's part of the Walt Disney Animation Studios. It houses all the original art, that was done at the Disney Studios. And so I'm a huge fan of Disney and the Disney art and stuff. So what I did is I love the vehicles. Right, so I had them. If you look over in the corner, it's Casey Jr., drawings from Dumbo and Casey Jr. Then we have Pedro the Mail Plane, story sketches and animation from Saludos Amigos. We have the Little Toot, which was the short. Here's a great shot of Little Toot, is the boat. And then over here, it's one of my personal favorites, Susie the Little Blue Coupe. Right, you recognize Susie, the Little Blue Coupe, and these are all the original Bill Pete story sketches or reproductions of them. And this was kind of one of the inspirations for Cars, the movie Cars. And then down here on the shelf, look down, these are all Ochesky models of Disneyland. I'm a gigantic Disneyland fanatic. I used to work there as a ride operator on the Jungle Cruise. And so I have all this collection of these, of the Ochesky art. And then there's some variations on Mickey Mouse up there, some funny variations on him. Here, this is one of my favorite. Dumbo is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, so I have a nice image of Dumbo. What else I have? I got Buzz and Woody over by my computer. There's my healthy snack that I'll have later. And then this is really cool. This is a little piece. I love Tinkerbell. I was involved in the recent Tinkerbell movie that came out on DVD, and I'm really proud of it. And so this is a little model that they created of Neverland, which is fun. And we're here to talk about Bolt. Yeah, we're very excited.
I was also going to ask you about this book right here.
Right. Okay. Well, one of the things that when I first came in, within the Disney Corporation, this studio was called Disney Feature Animation. And I said, no. This is the Walt Disney Animation Studio. That's what everybody on the outside of the world thinks of it, and that's what we know it as inside. So we changed the name back to Walt Disney Animation Studio. And the first thing I did was let me start with this. I created this letterhead. We for our kind of logo of our little studio. We went to, that is scanned from an original piece of stationery from the archives, from the Hyperion studio of the Walt Disney Animation Studio. So we created our new logo with that. But this is a cool part. Look at on the back. On every piece of stationery, there is reproductions from the Animation Research Library of original artwork. And it says what movie it's from, and there's a great Iwerks drawing from Steamboat Willie. And these are scanned from the very original drawings. But it just gives you a sense of how, by putting this on our stationery now, it's celebrating the heritage of the Walt Disney Animation Studio, but also it raises the bar. This is the same studio that made Snow White, Pinocchio, Fantasia, Dumbo, Bambi, all those greats. But it also sets the bar because that's the same name that's on our movies. And so when we started working on Bolt, I said this has got to be of that level. It's got to be great that way. So that's what these are.
Can I ask you, as a fan of Disney, is this paper, is this stuff that an average person can get?
These, no, not the average person, but the guy holding the camera gets these to take home. But this, the average person can get. For the average person, I love the archive. The archives, the Animation Research Library, the Animation Studio Archives, was originally called the Morgue. And when I was a young animator here at the Disney Studios, it was in the basement of the ink and paint department. There were kind of leaky pipes and stuff, but there was a guy who went down there, and it was like kind of a library. You would go and you could check out a scene from one of the great Disney films. And I learned so much by flipping those animation drawings and looking at the drawings and figuring out how these great animators did things. I wanted to be able to have that opportunity for all the artists in the future at the Walt Disney Animation Studios. And so what we're doing at the archives, we're digitizing all the art, and we're creating a great website so that all the animators have access to all this original art. But also for the outside world, I wanted you to have access to this as well. So we're creating a series of books. This is the very first one. It comes out on November 18th, which I believe is tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah, November 18th. So it's called the Walt Disney Animation Studios, the Archive Series. It's going to be a whole series of these books. This first one is story sketches. So it's called Story. But look at this. You open it up, and there's no writing. It's just all it is fantastic story sketches, beautiful, like museum-like reproductions of the story sketches, and it goes in chronological order. There's 101 Dalmatian sketches Bill Pete did. Here's Song of the South, those amazing Bill Pete sketches. Let me just show you. Look at this. This is Dumbo, and then they have these gatefolds. These are Elmer Plummer's sketches from the roustabout sequence in Dumbo, and look at how spectacular those are. They're so amazing. You know, so these are the things that no one ever gets to see when these films are made. These were all done in making of these films.
I was actually going to ask you, how involved were you in, say, this book and picking which art went inside?
Very involved. Very involved.
Is this one of the perks of the job?
This is. I tell you, it was really fun. It was a couple weeks after the merger of Disney and Pixar happened, and I had, when I found out that the Animation Research Library was a part of the animation studio, it was really funny. I had it was like the feeling of, do you remember when you were a little kid, Christmas morning, and there was one more present under the tree. Right, and you look under there and it had your name on it, that feeling that you had as a little kid. That's what it felt like for me when I found out the Animation Research Library was a part of the animation studio that I was running with Ed Catmull. And so that's when we said we've got to start doing beautiful books based upon this artwork. They're also doing really great storybooks, kind of high-end storybooks of retelling of some of the great fairy tales using just some of the original pre-production art and stuff like that. So, but this one is celebrating the art for the beautiful art that it is.
And what would the next book in the series be? Or the
animation. The next one is going to be on animation. It'll be coming out next year. And after that, we're going to be doing, I think, a layout and background book. We're also going to be doing on kind of the visual development artwork because there's a lot of that.